Morning. It's Friday, September 13th, and we have been invading space for over 50 years. The first invasion took place in the 1960s, or maybe the 1959 or something like that, when we sent men out into space and somebody actually ended up being able to walk on the moon, so to speak. And right now, we have another invasion of space going on, and Jacob Isaacson, a billionaire entrepreneur, in conjunction with Elon Musk, who is financing Donald Trump's presidential campaign, have sent 4 civilians up into space. And that is the first time it's happened where a totally private enterprise has gone up in space. Most of the other spacewalks were government-sponsored in some way, shape, or form. But in this walk, or in this trip, Jacob Isaacson, the billionaire entrepreneur and sponsor leading the mission, and Sarah Gillis, a SpaceX engineer, they exited and later re-entered the vehicle's hat in a milestone for commercial space travel. I didn't realize that up to this point, all of the people who had been stepping out of these spacecraft were doing so on government-sponsored trips. But this was a private trip, and Elon Musk was one of the major sponsors of this particular trip. And maybe Elon can convince the presidential candidate that he is sponsoring to get on one of his spaceships, especially the one that Musk believes he's going to create to go to Mars. So wouldn't it be wonderful if our presidential candidate, Donald Trump, was the first American, the first person who grew up on Earth, the first person in that category to set foot on Mars? Would there not be an amazing event? Don't you think that Donald would be extremely happy to be that person? Imagine he could go to a foreign nation that nobody else has ever reached. That would be an immense, what shall I call it? An immense feather in his cap, traveling hundreds of millions of miles, so to speak, into the atmosphere. The bravest man in the world. And then, after he has completed his mission and landed on Mars, and quite possibly being so dynamic and so intense as to becoming a leader of the Martian people and becoming their first dictator. How about that? Wouldn't that be an amazing thing for his resume? But I dream that's not going to happen. I think Donald is a little too old right now for that type of exercise. But you see, the mind runs wild when we have people like Musk and Jared Isaacman willing to spend fortunes creating things that have never been done before. It's kind of amazing when you think about it, how far we have come and how much further we can go with respect to space travel or industrial innovations. And imagine if this mission is successful, it could open the door for commercial space travel, where people, instead of taking a vacation on a beach in Florida or going overseas to Europe and seeing all of the great creations that mankind had put on this world in the various places, wouldn't it be exciting to spend a year in space, seeing what's out there, seeing if there really ever was any type of humanity out there? Would you sign up for a space trip? Traveling who knows how far, to the moon or maybe to Mars, and maybe sometime in the future to a place like Jupiter or Saturn. Those are the dreams of many of the engineers in this world, many of the free thinkers. But I don't know if that's possible. I don't know how long it would take. I don't know what kind of spacecraft you need. And certainly the distances that they travel would have to be traveled at the speed of light to get there. So it's a fascinating topic, space, and the invasion of space, and where we humans stand in the ability to accomplish some of these deeds. What a dream. Maybe spending a vacation on Mars or Jupiter or Saturn, or maybe just on the plain old moon. Maybe Trump, maybe Musk will invest in building a hotel there. Wouldn't that be a spook, going to Musk's hotel on the moon? Well, I've wandered too far afield today, so I'll let you go now. Have a great day. Bye.